What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I am here to give you guys my immediate reaction and thoughts on UFC 309 Jones versus Miocic. And all I have to say about that main event, how do you not put this kid pound for pound number one? I mean, to come back against his toughest test ever as 42-year-old Stipe Miocic and to finish him in 3 rounds. I mean, this guy's the most badass UFC fighter of all time. My reaction to the main event, for anybody wondering, I'm not surprised, motherfucker. I'm not surprised, you know? And the thing that is the most... I see people comparing this to, like, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. I don't think Stipe Miocic is as bad as Mike Tyson. Like, he actually had moments where he was tagging up John Jones. But I feel like the difference is Stipe Miocic is not as bad as Mike Tyson, but Jones is, like, a million times better than Jake Paul. And in UFC terms, the way that the UFC match makes fights, this is as bad as it can get for a UFC main event for a title. I feel like there's no way you could make more of a mismatch when you're considering, like, how they promoted it, how they sold it versus what it actually was, which was very fucking evident the second the fight started, which was like, oh, yeah, Stipe does look 42 years old, and he really is slow. And even when he was having moments of landing good combinations against Jones, there's just nothing behind it. Like, his knees, like, in the corner, they literally were saying, Unk, you got to get your knees moving. So, I feel bad for Stipe Miocic. I'm extremely, sad to see him retire. I'm glad to see him retire after that performance, but I'm also happy. I'm happy for him retiring because he's a legend of the game. He's still the heavyweight GOAT. I don't think his career is really blemished by this performance because we all know what this was, and it's Dana White and the UFC and Joe Rogan putting together this insane fucking glaze session of John Jones. Joe Rogan getting on the mic and not only saying, oh, this is the biggest, like, test of Jones's career, and glazing him for getting the win against Stipe Miocic at 42, right? But then on the mic, when they bring up Aspinall, he, instead of saying, oh, you're not retiring, okay, are you going to fight Aspinall? What do you think of that? Oh, maybe you're going to fight Alex Pereira at heavyweight? I promise you this. The negotiations are Jones saying, I will fight Tom Aspinall, but I want to fight Alex Pereira first, because if you watch that first round, you know exactly what he's going to do to Alex Pereira. John Jones did what he was supposed to do in this fight. He was extremely dominant in the grappling on the ground. His boxing looked pretty good. His defense was all right. He still got tagged up a little bit by Stipe Miocic, especially in, like, round 2 or early round 3. He was getting tagged up quite a bit by Stipe. One of his eyes was shut by Stipe. But it's just the difference in speed and the difference in range and the difference in, like, range control. Like, you could just feel that Jones could hit Stipe whenever he wanted. Stipe had to make a big commitment every time he wanted to hit him. And he wasn't fast enough or explosive enough to make that count every time that he got in. I love the bodywork of John Jones. I am going to give him credit for that. I don't think that's going to be something that works against, like, Alex Pereira or Tom Aspinall, because they're not going to be stationary. Like, one thing I will credit the commentary for, they were saying the things that Jones was hitting Stipe with, he would have been able to move out of the way of those things in his prime. And I feel like it's just such a disappointment that not only did we have to see Stipe lose and these fucking Jones glazers, who, by the way, how can anyone be like, oh my God, John Jones is the GOAT for that win? Oh my God. Wow, he beat Stipe at 42. Wow, I bet you guys feel stupid now. It's like, we all knew this was going to happen, bro. We all knew this was coming. We all knew he was going to do better than Cyril Gane, which he did somehow. Still did better than Cyril Gane. Still closed up Jones's eye. But yeah, Jones dominated like he was supposed to. And he's getting glazed to shit by Dana White right now, probably. He's probably going to get put pound for pound. Like, listen, kid, I'm not trying to shit on Islam, but beating Dustin Poirier, that's not even that impressive, dude. Poirier was coming off 1 win, right? John Jones beat Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight GOAT. Like, that's the logic these people are running with. So, congratulations to John Jones for a great win over Stipe Miocic at 42 years old. That's the risk you run with this fight, though. I will try and be fair. Jones did what he's supposed to do. And it's like a lose-lose for him, dude. It's like, if he looked any shit against Stipe, people would be giving him so much shit. I'm sure people will still be finding things like, oh, dude, but imagine if Aspinall was there, right? Just like when he beat Stipe Miocic, all we have to say, because it's true, okay, cool, dude, you beat a 42-year-old man. So listen, I'm like John Jones did good, but like, no, like, is anyone surprised or impressed? Like, wow, oh my God, you know, that's just what it is with this fight. It's like, yeah, we knew that was gonna happen. It happened. Can we see you fight someone that's not fucking retired? That would be good. Co-main event, Charles Oliveira 50-45'd Michael Chandler. A lot of you guys are very disappointed in me for picking Michael Chandler. I mean, to be fair, look at the strikes, bro. Did Michael Chandler get robbed? Question mark. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking joking. No, Charles Oliveira looked good, bro. He wrestled a lot more than I thought he would. Michael Chandler looked very, very bad in the first 3 rounds. His power didn't really seem like it did anything. And then in round 5, he had this very good moment of knocking down Charles Oliveira, rocking him pretty badly, getting on top, landing a lot of illegal ground and pound shots. Classic Michael Chandler. Can I just say, I'm going to talk about this in tomorrow's matchmaking video, but Charles Oliveira, I'm not mad at him getting a title shot, but Michael Chandler, you are not fighting Conor McGregor next, bro. I hate to tell you this, brother. You're fighting Paddy Pimblett next, bro. You're fighting fucking Beneil Dariush next if you're lucky, kid. You are not fighting Conor McGregor, bro. I don't know how to tell you this, man. That ship has sailed, bro. Conor's probably... I don't even want to check Conor's Twitter right now because I know you're done in Conor's eyes. Maybe they give him that fight. Maybe that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like Chandler... He proved that he could still have good moments being patient, but I feel like if that fight had been a 3-rounder, we would be talking about Michael Chandler retiring right now. I think the 5-rounder actually helped Chandler and proved, okay, he does have decent cardio. He can make decent, like, patient moments, you know, maybe to his detriment against Charles Oliveira. Maybe he needed to be wild against Charles Oliveira to be successful because that's what he dropped him with, but at the same time, like, there are flashes in that fight that you're like, okay, maybe don't hang it up. Like, you could beat some of these other guys. I think Chandler could fight somebody like Paddy Pimblett next. And I think Oliveira getting a title shot, I'm not mad at that, dude. We all fuck with Charles Oliveira. I don't think he wins against Arman or Islam, but, like, I'll get excited for it. I'll get interested in it. You know, I like Charles Oliveira. So, yeah, Charles Oliveira looked good. I'm happy for him. Pretty exciting fight. Round 5 definitely saved the fight because... Oh, man, the rest of this main card really fucking brought... Like, this card, dude, the prelims were great. The main card was a fucking slug to get through, except for round 5 of this and maybe, like, the end of Jones, Stipe Miocic. That's about it, dude, you know? The rest of it was a fucking sludge, bro. And Bot Nickal, the man himself, his programming glitched out a little bit. He turned the NPC... difficulties down to easy. He had some moments of getting outstruck by Paul Craig. I feel like he won this fight pretty clearly in like round... I didn't think it was 30-27. I thought it was maybe like a 29-28, but... Yeah, Bo Nickal just did not look like he could pull the trigger in this fight. He looked really gun-shy, really tentative against Paul Craig. I'm not surprised he didn't wrestle. I did say in the video I thought he'd not want to wrestle because, you know, it's Paul Craig. You don't want to get fucking fluke submitted, but... Dude, he didn't even feint a takedown. He literally just went out there and just swung fucking overhand rights, and in between rounds, he's like splashing fucking berry juice in his face and like reading Chat GPT. Like, this guy was updating all his drivers in between rounds. Can we just admit that this guy is never gonna beat Hamzat Chimaev? Like, bro, I was saying everything. I was saying, bro, his wrestling in pure wrestling is goated. In MMA, it's completely fucking different. He knew better than to try and grapple with Paul Craig. He knew better. He knew better than to do that. His striking did not look that good. He has decent power, not as good as we thought. Surprise, surprise, when you're fighting someone that's like a ranked fucking contender. I did think Paul Craig's chin would get cracked. The fact that he didn't even crack Paul Craig is surprising to me because I did think Bo Nickal would be able to hurt him at least a couple of times. But he landed clean shots. I thought he won the fight. I know that they were chanting overrated at him, which I thought was pretty funny. My thing with Bo Nickal, I swear to God, I'm not trying to be a hater, dude. My thing with Bo Nickal is this. If he was on the prelims right now, I would say, oh, dude, you beat Paul Craig. That's pretty impressive. I mean, Paul Craig was just ranked and fought Cal Baralho. Like, that's pretty good. Like, that's a good win for you. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with, like, that. And I'm not hating on him for being a normal person. I'm just saying he's a bot. When people are like, dude, Bo Nickal's a superstar, bro. This guy's going to be a pay-per-view draw, bro. He deserves to be on 300. And then you watch his podcast, and it's like, yeah, man, went hunting over the weekend. Caught a couple elk. Drank a nice smoothie with the boys, and probably gonna watch some Friday Night Football. Like, you're not this pay-per-view fucking superstar attraction, right? You're just a regular prospect with good wrestling, some goofy kind of boxing, some decent striking. You know, a lot of room to improve in the MMA world in terms of the middleweight division compared to other prospects that he's been compared to. And that's my biggest thing. I'm not hating on Bo Nickal for, like, his skills or whatever, but can we stop with the fucking, oh, dude, this guy beats Chimaev, bro. This guy absolutely destroys everyone at middleweight. I think Roman Dolidze would fucking beat Bo Nickal right now. Maybe I'm wrong, and you guys know how I feel about Roman Dolidze. I would pick Roman Dolidze to beat this guy after seeing that. But yeah, Bo Nickal got another win. He's improving. If he improves more, I think he has a lot of potential. I will say that. I'm not trying to be a hater, but dude, come on, man. You got to eat some more berries, dude. You got to update your fucking drivers. This Viviane Araújo fight happened. It was actually not that bad, but the placement was like, why does the UFC do this? My only thing I'm going to say about this was a pretty entertaining fight. This was better than fucking Bo Nickal, Paul Craig. I'll tell you that much. But with Bo Nickal, Paul Craig, at least there's like interest, like, ooh, I wonder if Bo Nickal's really that good, or oh my god, is Paul Craig gonna submit him, right? Like, that's why we wanted to kind of see that fight, yeah? But with this, it's like, even if it's entertaining, do you care about Viviane Araújo's title run? No. Do you care about Karine Silva's title run? No. Do I? No, right? And the thing with these placements is, it's almost like the UFC's trying to make the card boring. Like, they're like, we've got, okay, what do we got? We got Jonathan Martinez, Marcus Miguel. I'll talk about that fucking goober in a second. You know, we got, Marcin Tybura on the card versus this exciting heavyweight guy. Let's put Karine Silva, Viviane Araújo on the main card over those guys. Let's put together a fight that's, we don't want the card to be too exciting. We don't want too much hype. Let's put some fights that we know for sure no one's actually invested in or going to remember or going to enjoy. But yeah, good win for Viviane Araújo. Mauricio Ruffy, bro. Mauricio Ruffy, you're supposed to be Conor McGregor, bro. You can't be running into Nate Diaz 2 fights in, bro. You can't be running into Thick Diaz, James Yontop over here, James Muffin Top over here. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot be running into Nate Diaz type fighters in 2 fights in, bro. I think that the catch weight definitely benefited James Yontop because, James Yontop, excuse me, because he did get fucking chinned in round 2. Like, I think Mauricio Ruffy won this fight in round 1 and round 2 via the damage, right? Rocked Yontop badly at the end of round 1, very competitive up until that point in the round. Round 2, rocked him, dropped him, nearly finished him, clearly won that round. Round 3 was very low output. I gave that round to Yontop. That's where all of his numbers came from, was from the third round. But I do think that the catch weight, and the fact that this guy blob weight missed the catch, like, this guy missed weight for a catch weight. That shouldn't be humanly possible. But James Yontop, sorry, I forgot. He missed weight, and I think that definitely impacted Ruffy's performance. I still do have some hype for this guy, but I'm a bit disappointed that he wasn't able to get the win, or get the finish, excuse me, like the dominant win that we all thought he was going to get. Not good for the Fighting Nerds plot armor, bro. You might get kicked off the Fighting Nerds team for that one, brother. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, I just opened YouTube, my bad. You might get kicked off the team for that one, little bro. But overall, the main card, not very good. Not very good. This card was carried very fucking heavily by these prelims. Okay, and we're not talking about these 2 goobers. Jonathan Martinez literally fumbled a leg kick TKO. I was screaming at my fucking screen. One of the worst third round performance, like that third round where he has Marcus McGee, no shit, hobbling on one leg and decides to clinch him against the fence. Possibly one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in an MMA fight. Like, genuinely one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I'm going to try to be positive because I don't want to raise my blood pressure, and I want to talk about how good this card was before that happened, right? Because this fight and this fucking main card was like, oh god, right? It was a fucking sludge to trudge through, dude. But the rest of the prelims, oh my god. Jim Miller, we're back. Jim, I'm so glad that in the middle of my prediction video, I changed my mind and realized that Jim Miller was going to win. Beautiful guillotine. Damon Jackson retired. Shout out to a real one. Damon Jackson, legend of the channel. Congratulations on an amazing career, my brother. David Onama, Roberto Romero. Crazy fucking fight. Go rewatch round 1 of this. Round 1 of this was fucking amazing. David Onama always delivers. Very exciting win. Very good performance from David Onama. Clutched up completely in round 2 and 3. Shut down all of the momentum of Romero. And Romero deserves another chance in the UFC because he had a great fight, especially in that first round. He was looking really, really good. Bro was spamming calf kicks. He was tapping X on his controller. He looked good. And I'm not joking. The best performance of the entire night was Marcin Tybura. Marcin Tybura went out there. I did confirm with my chat because I thought this was a joke. Apparently, Jonata Deniz actually was a glory kickboxer. I didn't know that. I thought they were joking, but they were serious. Marcin Tybura went out there, survived a storm against this guy, weathered the storm, and proceeded to put on one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my life. I heard that they called up Trump himself to come down to the arena to watch watch the fights after Tybura's performance. Tybura was hitting takedowns. He was in mount, literally trying to, I'm not joking, trying to mother's milk Jonata Deniz. Like, he was actually putting his moves in his face and trying to smother him. It was beautiful to watch. The elbows at the end of the second round completely finished the fight, opened up Deniz badly, got a doctor stoppage at the end of round 2. Marcin Tybura should be so happy with himself because he literally had the best performance on this card. And these prelims were fucking awesome, dude. Mickey Gol, Ramez Brahimaj, brutal KO. Oban Elliott, brutal KO. Great performance. What the fuck was the ref doing? Eduardo Mora, good win. Great prelims. Main card brought it down heavily. I would say all in all, my review of this card and my reaction was, we kind of knew all of this was going to happen. I think the only one I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just change my... you know what? I actually feel like this might go the other way was Chandler, but he had his moment at the end, but otherwise, Charles Oliveira completely schooled him. Great win for Charles Oliveira. We all know Jones was going to win. We knew Bo Nickal was going to get the win. We definitely thought it was going to be more dominant, so that is something. But other than that, it's like... yeah, I'm going to give this card like a 6 out of 10. I would say it really had potential the way it was going early on. Like, if it just maintained being finishes, I think we would have had something crazy here. But all in all, 6 out of 10. Decent fucking card. Like, not really. Main event was like, at least it was a finish. But yeah, dude, I'm pretty disappointed in the UFC super glaze of Jon Jones, considering how much of a liability this dude is to UFC. And just, like, I know he's a big star, but man, it's like, dude, at what point do you just, like, I'm glad Dana White put his foot down, and I hope that he makes him fight Aspinall, because even if he beats Aspinall, I want to see him actually fight someone that I think can beat him. Like, he acts all offended. Oh, people just want to see me lose. Yeah, you're the champion. We should, like, the whole point of the UFC is we should be trying to get the champion beat every fight. We want to see who's the best. That's how fighting works. But yeah, dude. Let me know what you guys think down below. We did hit bingo. I'll put that on the screen right now. We did get a bingo, so we nailed it. We went 8-3 on predictions, if anybody was wondering about that, so we nailed that too. And yeah, man, let me know what you guys thought of the card down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I am in communications with MMA Guru, so maybe we'll make this collab happen soon. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BedtimeMMA. I will see you guys in the next video, man. Goodbye.